Hey guys, my name is Ryan Hensley. I'm 30 years old. I got 2 kids. I got a 12-year-old son, a 7-year-old daughter. I've been married going on 8 years now. But starting out my testimony, as far as I can remember, I'd always been in church. Even went to a Christian school. Started my kindergarten year in a Christian school. So I was always around it, you know. I played the part. I didn't really have a relationship with Jesus. I didn't have a relationship at all. I just showed up on Sundays, went to the Christian school, sort of made everybody think, you know, hey, look at me, I'm a Christian, I'm going to heaven. But I never really had that true relationship with God, and that's pretty important. So we'll just skip ahead for time's sake, because I don't have all that time. But my senior year, my junior going into my senior year, I met this girl. I ended up getting her pregnant, and I got kicked out of the Christian school for that. So I was pretty upset because I've been going to that Christian school since I was in kindergarten. So it was sort of just like a downward spiral after that. I turned to drugs, alcohol, and of course, other sexual addictions and stuff like that. And it's just a bad deal. I should have been turning to God the Father, but I just kept on running further and further away. But I ended up meeting my wife somehow later on. My son, he was, I think, 2 or 3 years old at the time. So after I met her, it's kind of crazy. It was all part of God's plan, and which is pretty cool because God took two bad things and now has all this good coming out of it, which is another testimony within itself. But we both had like gone to church, so we sort of had a church background. So we'd go every now and then. Still sort of drinking and stuff like that, you know, not doing what I was called to do. But eventually she got plugged in with some ladies at church, and she was just going in. She was furthering her relationship with Jesus, and I wasn't having it. So she would just buckle down and prayed for me all the time. And eventually I ended up going to a Wednesday night class there at her church, and I ended up rededicating my life and a bunch of other awesome things that happened. And we just sort of been going up from there. It started out just a couple mission trips, you know, helping doing church functions, and now we went on a mission trip with the youth, and both of us, me and my wife both, were helping with the youth at our church now, and hopefully eventually we'll step into maybe a pastoral role or something like that. I don't know. That's the plan anyway. So that's just sort of like the short and sweet of my testimony. But I guess a Bible verse that I really think of would be the parable of the prodigal son, Luke 15:11-32, I believe. There's nothing we can do. There's nowhere we can run to get away from him or to outrun his love. There's nothing we can do for him not to love us. And I think that parable is pretty, does a great job of explaining that, you know, and really explains God's love for us. So yeah, my question is, are you where you need to be with Jesus? Or are you playing the part? Do you have that relationship? Or do you need to give him lordship over your life, you know? Not just sort of doing this whole religious thing, showing up on Sundays, and then living like the devil during the week. So yeah, thank you.